Hi, theconnleyclan fam. So I have been hearing on YouTube a lot the term or the phrase spilling the tea. Now, when I was a kid, that is not how they used to say it. It was spill the beans. Don't spill the beans. So whether it's tea or beans today, I'm doing it. I am sure that there are a lot of you that are wondering about our new house and what is going on and the land, the lot purchase, and all of that good stuff. I've had a lot of questions about it. So today I'm going to tell you what is going on, but I want to show you a little bit of this beautiful house that we're in. And it is called The Cabin, but it is a really big cabin. So let me show you. I am right now in the living room. I'm going to turn this around and show you all of the wonderful things about this place. That right there is where you walk in the front door. We do have our Christmas tree up, and this that I'm standing in right here with the awesome fireplace, this is the living room. So we've got that. The kids were watching a Christmas movie not that long ago and then scattered off to go play. So here is our living room. That over there is our dining room area. And if you can see, there is an upstairs to this house. And right over here is the door to the downstairs. So we have an upstairs and a downstairs and a main level. This door right here, that is the master bedroom, or the master suite, I should call it. It does have a ginormous bathroom, a walk-in closet, and is probably the biggest bedroom I've ever had. So here is our kitchen, and if you can see Elf, she did come. We call our elf Ginger. She's been coming for 10 years now. Always comes the last 12 days of Christmas, so the last 12 days of Christmas countdown. She decided that she was going to try making something last night. I don't know if that means she wants us to maybe bake her some cookies, but it says I'm back. So there is our dining room there, again the master suite, and then we have these beautiful windows that look out on to the mountain view. So let's go out here. I'll take you and show you. This is where I have filmed several videos since we've been here, and we are going to put this desk somewhere so we can work not at the dining room table but somewhere else. The kids love to play on those hammocks over there. They're on them all the time. And then these doors right here go into the master bedroom, so you can walk out here on the balcony on the deck from the master bedroom too. And then the porch actually wraps around the entire house, so it wraps around that side and it wraps around that side over there too. And then here is the mountains where we get to look out and see when the clouds are in between them, or when the sun is shining, or when the leaves were falling and turning and falling for fall. We do have some of the cats still. There is Ivy. We have right now 6 left. I think we still are going to find homes for some of them, but we couldn't because we were in the middle of moving. So there are some of the cats there, and there's Zuri. So let me go inside now. I want to show you when you go out the front door what it looks like. Hi, Lily. I'm showing our theconnleyclan family around the new house.
Did you show them Ginger?
I did. She came last night, didn't she?
Yep, I'm excited to see what she's going to do tomorrow.
I know. She always does fun things, doesn't she?
Yeah.
What do you think she'll do?
I don't know. She's a mischiefy little elf.
She is. She does get into a lot of mischief. So over here, actually, let me show you this feature of the house, which I just think is absolutely amazing. They have this tree, and it is a real tree, and it goes all the way up through the roof of the cabin, which I thought was so cool. There are really some pretty neat features about this place. Anyways, you come to the front door here and you go out, and they do have a bathroom here. It's got 4 bathrooms in the house, and this is the view out of the front door. So this is where we park. They do have an area over here where we have some of our stuff. That there are the mountains on the opposite side of us. Now, this is what they call has a winter view, because you can only see it when the leaves are off the trees. Otherwise, you would not be able to see the mountains over there because the trees usually have leaves all over them. But let me show you the front of the cabin. And so this is a really long driveway that goes down. And there's that porch I was telling you about that wraps around. It actually wraps around the front, or the main level and the basement level. So they have two decks that wrap around the entire house, and they are on both levels. There's our upstairs, and there's our drive. But this right here is the cabin. And when we first saw it, I thought, man, how gorgeous is that? And I didn't anticipate that we were going to be staying here, which is a whole story in itself. But here is our view from our drive, which is really neat. I think all the mountains and the trees and everything were like nestled in here. And then you have that awesome view again, which I know I talk about all the time, but I think not being from here, that view to me is like I just can't get over it. I feel like I look out there all the time and I'm like, wow, it's just like spectacular. And then you get all these little different moments where like sometimes it's how the sun sets or how the sun hits the mountains, or sometimes it's, you can see like all the three dimensions of the mountains, like how they go up and down and up and down, and then you've got like the clouds that wisp through there, and sometimes you can tell like you're above the clouds and the clouds are below you, and I just think it's so cool. Like I just can't get over it, and there's just so many different ways to see it, and all of them are just like amazingly beautiful. And so I feel like, yes, I talk about it all the time, but I just find it so cool, and I'm sure that once you've been here for a while, like it probably wears off a little bit maybe, but right now it's just something that I love to talk about because I just can't get over how neat it is. Now, where should I start first? So let me back up and tell you about the lot. So this is the lot that I told you about in our YouTube short that I did. This is actually the same one, and I told you we were going to close on it pretty soon, and we have finally closed on it. It took a long time to get to closing because we were not 100% sure that we were going to buy the lot. Ever since we've been here, and when I say here, I mean Tennessee, and now we're in North Carolina. So, but here being those two states, we have been thrown like curveball after curveball after curveball, and so much so that we have actually considered going back home. And that is not off the table. Going back home to Omaha is still something we talk about almost every day. Even though we bought this lot up here, it's still something we talk about. Now, the lots, we actually bought 2 lots put together. That's 4 acres. And we got a really, really good deal on it. And that is because once we spent some time on the lots and we kind of learned more about them, we got to talk to the neighbors, learn about the area. That's what we like to do. We like to spend time on those lots before we buy them, so we get to find out everything that we feel like we should know before we go into a purchase. This was no different. We did that same thing. We learned a lot about the area and the mountain. Those were some of the curveballs we got thrown, and instead of just saying no, we don't want it at all, we decided that we were going to just approach them and offer them less because of these curveballs. And they ended up accepting, and we went back and forth, and ultimately I feel like we both were very happy after it was over. So this is what's so cool though about our lots, is that they are right there. So we had some kids come back on our mule. This is what really I find is so handy about having our lot right up here, is that we just drive back and forth with our mule.
Yeah, it's really easy because this thing goes fast.
It does. And our driveway with this house, the driveways are right together.
Yeah, it is. It goes like dumb, done.
Yeah.
It goes like that.
Yeah, which is neat.
Yes.
So we have neighbors. Okay, so I keep talking about these neighbors, and they came over and celebrated Lily's birthday with us. And so when you pull up here, and I know I'm going to be asked, our lot here and both lots here, they are only 4 minutes off of the main road. So it's just 4 minutes on a mountain road, which is not scary at all. I would say I was really nervous about the other one that we were going to get that was so high up. And this, I think, is maybe about 2,600 feet up. Our lots that we have are actually the top of the mountain, and I think they might be like our very top lot. We have 2 lots and 2 pad sites for building, and our top one I think is maybe about 3,000 feet up, maybe just a little bit more, but it does not take long to get up here at all. 4 minutes off the main road, and the roads are wide too, and so it is not a scary drive. So that was one of the things that I really liked about this, is that I would not be scared to drive on the roads, and as a matter of fact, I have driven on them in our Jeep. So, okay, you guys going?
Yep.
They had to run back and get stuff for Dad. He's doing some work on our property up there, which I will show you guys in a little bit. Bye, guys. So I want to show you our lots. I'm going to show you them from here first, and then I'll go up. But so our driveways, we have this cabin, we have ours, and then we have another neighbor that's like right at the end of our driveway. And so there's 3 driveways. Ours is the far left, the cabin is the middle, and then our neighbors, Daisy and MJ, who came over and celebrated Lily's birthday with us, their driveway is on the far left. So we are all like right here. So I know, and again, people think that I think when I show like the mountains and stuff, and it looks very remote, and it is not. So there are quite a few people, there's quite a few houses in this neighborhood, and it's so funny, like I can't get over it's so different to me, because when I say neighborhood, these are what are considered neighborhoods here, like mountain neighborhoods. And you know, back home, a neighborhood is like, you know, 1,000 houses all in one area together that they name one thing, and that is not how it is here. Although there are some of those, don't get me wrong, but most of the neighborhoods here are just considered a certain area of the mountain, and then people just build their houses in those, and that's a neighborhood. So this is a neighborhood here. We do have quite a few houses. Not everybody is full-time here. For instance, the gentleman that owns this cabin here, he was hardly ever here. He lives in another state, and he hardly ever uses this. So we talked to the neighbors. We were able to call him and ask him if there was any way that he would let us stay here. And we told him about how we were buying the lots up there, and he was like, yeah, absolutely. And so he was so great about it. A lot of times it's really hard to find places for our family to rent, because we have so many people in our family, and you know, most of them obviously are children, and people are scared off by that. The other thing they're scared off by is that we have 3 dogs, and not tiny dogs, but 3 big dogs. And so it is really hard to find places for our family to rent. But this guy was gracious enough, so nice, such a nice guy, and we got a really good deal on renting the cabin, and he said we could stay for as long as we wanted. So right now we're doing that, and we are going to stay put for a little bit anyways. And like I said, I know we talk about going back home to Omaha, and again, it's not something that's off the table. It's just something that we're trying to figure out what is best for everybody. And now we do have the lots, but that doesn't mean, you know, that we couldn't go back and still own these. But it's such a hard thing, you know, being away from your family because you're so torn. You want to be with your family. Like Thanksgiving was really hard, and it was really tough on the kids because we didn't have our family here. Now last year in Texas, it wasn't really that big of a deal for some reason, but here this year it was a little bit harder for them. And I'm not sure why that is, and maybe it's just with all the changes and things going on. But we definitely want to go home and visit for sure, because we want to see everybody, and we would, if we stay here any length of time, we want to make sure that we're going back home as often as we can to see everybody. Also, people do like to come and visit us. Like you guys saw, Sean's parents came and visited us at the other house, and I have my cousin is talking about coming and visiting me very soon, and so we will see if that happens. She's trying to see if she can get off work. But we have people that love to come and visit, which is great. I love that, because then we can feel a little piece of home here, while we're here. So I'm going to turn this around and show you where our lot is, our very first lot. That is the bottom part of our mountain. And then I will take you up and show you the top of our mountain, which is absolutely spectacular. So there is a little trail here, and I'm going to show you where I'm at compared to the cabin. There is the cabin. Here is the trail right here that goes up, and that actually goes up right there, and that is our lot. So we do connect, like I think our property line runs right here, and then his starts. So, and then down on this side, he goes down a little ways, and then our friends MJ and Daisy, and then their lot starts down in here somewhere. So, and I don't know if you can see it from here. Let me see if I can zoom in and get it. That right there is our chicken coop. And yes, we do have all of our chickens still. I know it's amazing. I think we've lost a few since we've been here. Like, I'm not exactly sure how many, but only a couple, I think, since we've been here. They put that chicken coop up right away. We do let them free range sometimes, and then like right now I think they're out free ranging, but then they get put away. It's been getting so cold here, so we had to try to think how we were going to build a shelter in there, because normally that is just open. They had some boxes, but we did not get those. We do not have the boxes that came with the coop. So we just have the coop, and they made like this little room in there for the birds to go. But we're not used to the cold recently because we have been in Texas for so long. And when we went back to Omaha, we were only there for like maybe 5 days at a time. And so we didn't experience a lot of the cold. So it has been something that we're trying to acclimate to now that we're here, because it does get cold. But the great thing about it is, and I was asked too by a viewer how much snow we got. And we actually have not seen any snow yet. As a matter of fact, we were told that it actually doesn't really snow that much here, even though we're in the mountains. And that when it does snow, it usually melts the next day. So that's my kind of snow, actually. And I don't mind that it gets cold. I just don't like the sub-zero temperatures, like the negative 30 degrees with wind chill. And that is what Omaha gets a lot of times in January, sometimes February. And it doesn't usually get that cold here. As a matter of fact, they said it was really crazy because last year it got down to 0 for 3 days in a row. And they said like that's not normal. So that is what I like to hear. Right now it is beautiful. It is like we're having 50-degree days. I think today is 57 here, and it's almost Christmas. So I will take it. I know Sean does like snow during Christmas time. And I do too. Snow during Christmas is nice. But I do like the fact that it doesn't linger. There's Zoe. So we do still have the 3 dogs. The collies, Harley and Quinn, I am not sure. They're running around somewhere, and they are actually pretty good about sticking around. I was surprised. Quinn is like a whole new dog. And then Zoe, she doesn't go anywhere. She actually loves to lay around in the house. Although I will say she has acted a little bit more like a puppy lately, which is good to see considering normally she just mopes around, but she is happy here, it seems. She loves to run around the property, and she definitely doesn't go anywhere because she is too much of a couch potato. We're going to take you up to our property. We're going to take you to the first level, and then we're going to take you to the top. And I have some helpers here with me. They're going to help me. And just for some frame of reference, this is where the cabin is at, and this is where we're headed. So, are you guys ready?
Yep.
All right, let's go. So here is the first level. This is actually lot 6, and the chickens are all running over to me. They probably think I have snacks. And this is the first like pad site that we have for building. We don't think we're going to build here. We think this is where we're going to have just like the chicken coop, maybe a garage or a shed or things like that. But let me at least show you this area so you can kind of get an idea of what we have. There is our chicken coop. And back behind the chicken coop, the property kind of goes to a point. We do own all of this up here and a little bit on that other side there. And then there is a like a trail that goes all the way up to the top where we're going to go next. But let me show you where the cabin is at. And right now the ground is not rocked or anything, so we are going to have to do that. But you can't see it from over here. Let me go over by the chicken coop. This chicken coop is actually an awesome chicken coop. It is like 18 by 18 in size, which is nice. This is the one that we had when we were at the other house, and we have put it up here. We have not completely put the whole entire thing up, but we've put most of it. He hasn't put the roof on it or anything, and it does have a roof, which is kind of cool. So if I come over here back behind the chicken coop, this is where I was when I was recording my shorts. And there is a trail here that goes down. There's actually another trail over here that comes straight up from the cabin. But the cabin is right there. So that's where we just came from. So I'm going to go back to the boys, and we're going to take you to the top. So there's the chicken coop. There's the boys. There's the driveway we just came up. And this one is kind of steep, not terrible, but here's where we're going. So we are at the top now, and for some of you, I know what you're going to say. That is steep, and yes, it is. And that's one of the things I like about having the two lots is that the lower level lot does not have a steep drive, not really a steep drive to it at all, coming from the main road up. But it is steep getting from our first platform to our top platform. But we could build on both if we wanted to in the future. And so what I like to do is I like to think ahead, but also live in the moment. So I'm trying to do both because I feel like some of these opportunities, if you think about the future too much, you're never going to take them. And I want to make sure that I don't have any regrets. I've done that for years. I've always told myself that I will never have regrets. And I want to make sure that if I have these opportunities, that I take them. I have experienced so many things in my life, like so much. And honestly, a lot of people would not be able to experience them because they just wouldn't have taken the opportunities. And so I absolutely love that I've been able to experience all of these different things. But what's in front of me is a spectacular, like breathtaking, amazing, I can't even tell you how awesome it is view. And keep in mind, on TV, on camera, it like doesn't even compare to how it looks in person. I'm not sure why that is. It's just you cannot capture, I don't know if it's maybe the feeling of being up here that goes along with seeing it, but you just can't capture the whole thing. But I am going to show you, and hopefully you understand why it's so amazing to us. So here is our lot here behind me that we have. It is a flat area. It is pretty big, actually. We could build a nice size house on it. We've talked about building on stilts and then building over the edge to make it a little bit cooler. So we're still in the process of thinking that through. But here is the view.
I lose my breath whenever I see you.
Isn't that awesome? So we can see the mountains. Let me show you. So our property goes all the way up and over the side of this, and there is actually the top, very, very top of the mountain is up here over this peak where they've cut out. So we own over that way still. But if you start here and you pan this way, you can see the mountain starting here. And it is about, I don't know, 270 degrees of mountain views. Now some of these will be hidden by leaves in the trees once it turns spring, but you can see all the way over to like right here. And then this is the back of the mountain here.
Mom.
What?
There's like snow on the mountains.
Snow on the mountains?
Mm-hmm.
No snow yet. We haven't had any snow yet, have we?
Like we saw snow on the mountain.
What are you chewing on? That looks gross.
Grass.
Ew, yucky. So anyways, here's the lot. Christian, always a goofball. And here we talked about kind of being able to build over this edge a little bit. We could make this flat here. It goes down and the road is like right here, I think. And then down over here, I don't know if you can see the roof, but there is the roof to our cabin that we are staying in. And you can also see it's like down, oh gosh, it's like down over here somewhere, I think. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Right there.
I think it's like right over here is where our other lot platform is. So, what do you guys think of this?
You haven't seen the best part. So actually, you gotta go higher.
Oh, you want to go up there?
Yep.
Okay, we'll take them up there.
Alright.
Okay, you ready? We're going to climb up there. We have a little trail that goes up here. There's the platform. Here is the rope. Actually, our friend David put this up. Go for it. Can you get up there?
I can't.
You can't do it?
Why is
Come on. You can do it. I know you can. You're good at this.
why is it stuck to a tree?
Well, it's helping you climb. Right?
But that tree's gonna fall down.
Can you go? Mom's going to go too. Okay, you get up there and then I'll go next. Oh, John's going to show us all up and not use it.
Yep.
This is the view that John thinks is just absolutely amazing, and it is. Look at, you can tell you're higher up. There's our pad right there. That's the one we're going to build on. If we built our house a couple stories, can you imagine? That'd be pretty cool.
We build it all the way up here and we go straight this way.
Yeah, and then here's behind us. You can see those mountains back there. And we just have an amazing view up here, I feel like.
Yep.
The boys are teasing me because I'm slow. And I think that what happens is as you get older, it's not that you're afraid of things, it's just that you move slower so you don't fall. Because they don't seem to be worried about falling, but I am. So, they're down there already. But they think it's so funny. Here comes Sean to come meet us up top. We're going to do some dreaming, I think. Do you want to show everybody your Christmas shirt you have on? Because it is one of my favorite shirts. Do you know who this is? Who is that?
Oh look.
Elf.
Oh.
That's Elf. Do you remember watching the movie Elf the other day? It says, "Oh my gosh, Santa!" Remember how he always yells that? "Oh my gosh, Santa!" I like your shirt. Where are you going? Did Elf come? Elf on the Shelf come last night? Where is she at? She's over there. What do you think of that? Were you surprised? This is probably the first year that you actually understand a little bit. Yeah. Who's going to come on Christmas for you and leave presents?
Santa.
Yeah. Are you excited? Yeah. Oh, guess what? Did we buy our gift for your sibling? Yeah. You got to pick it out yourself, didn't you? You got to wait till it comes. Are you going to help me wrap it? Yes. It should be here soon. So at this point, we are trying to decide how to move forward. We bought the lot, so we own those, and it is our dream to at some point build something in the North Carolina mountains. Now, what that looks like, we're not sure. We're trying to decide. We do have 2 flat areas that are building sites like I had shown you. The one at the top is where we really want to build, and that view is so amazing that I think it would be really cool to have more of, and Sean thinks the same thing, more of a contemporary house with windows along one whole side of the house, and that looks out to that view, which I thought that would be, wow, like breathtaking to be able to look out your windows all the time and see that. Now, the lower building spot, we have talked about like having our chicken coop and maybe like a shed, or you could have garages down there, or a shop, or things like that. So we're still working those things out. Now, as far as the lots, we do have electricity. There is electricity on both lots. I believe the lower one has it. It is like a box that the company, the electric company owns, that kind of feeds, I think, several lots at a time. So there's one right next to that lot, and then there's another one at the very top that feeds that lot. So we do have electricity, which is good. And as far as our well goes, the well they dug it, I think it was 2008, and they went down 1,000 feet and it was dry. And so they did not do any more. They actually did drill another one that they said that was part of our lots. And when we came up here and looked, it actually is not part of our lots. It was part of MJ and Daisy's lot. So as of right now, we do not have a well. But we had one of the guys that lives real close by. He lives on the other side of us. And sorry if you hear, Charlie and Christian are playing outside together. He lives on the other side of our lots on the mountain. And he was saying that we should check our well because sometimes things change, like the flow patterns change. And also there are, I think, some things online where you can like bring a well to life. And so we're going to do some checking into that. But as of right now, we think we don't have water. We're praying and hoping that maybe we will. So we would just have to dig a different well, find another spot, and then dig. But it is really expensive to dig a well. We could potentially maybe ask to use someone else's, and then you pay for that, right? And there are easements and things I know that they have. Ranger wants to come and say hi. Yes, we do still have Ranger as one of our cats, and he is getting pleasantly plump. All the cats, actually, they eat so much scraps and they're always begging. As soon as you open that door, they beg for food. So we are looking into the whole well thing. So we're just trying to decide how to move forward and what that looks like and how big will the house be, and will we build something that is for our entire family to enjoy now, because once we start building, it probably won't be done for a couple years. And so what does that look like? You know, we will start having kids moving out, and in 3 years, and that is if they don't stay. Some of our kids, I know they do want to stay at home for a while, which is smart of them. I did not do that, but it is very smart of them. So we're just trying to decide how big the house needs to be, and whether we want to, I think we might put it on stilts, because building up that high will be hard to get like a concrete truck up there, although we've been told that they actually do make it up those steep roads, and actually that is really no problem for them. So we do need to do some rocking of our drives, because right now they're not rocked and they are mud. So we're trying to get our ducks in a row and decide what do we do first, second, third. But we like literally just closed. So we are trying to kind of come up with a list of things that we want to do, and then decide what order we put those in. We were talking about getting like a temporary power meter, but to do that, you have to have a septic permit started and I think approved. They did have a septic permit approved previously on both lots, and so it would just be a matter of probably taking that and recreating it. Anyways, there is a lot to think about, but I will say that I am absolutely thrilled that we were in this house. It is a beautiful house. It has plenty of space. It has different living areas, which is what we need with our large family, because it helps us kind of break up the noise, and it helps with arguments because the kids have their own space. And also the other thing I love is that the kids are able to play outside like almost every day. So at night, the lows here are getting down into the 20s, even a couple nights into the teens. But the next day by noon, you know, it's 50 again, and the kids are able to go outside and play even without a jacket. And I like that, because a lot of our kids just need to get their energy out, and so that is nice to have that. I think that is it for now. If you guys have any questions, I'm sure I'm forgetting questions that you're going to have. So if you have questions, just comment down below, and I will just answer them in an upcoming video. We will talk to you guys next time. Bye.